Welcome to Five Live Sport. I'm Guillem Balague, and today I'm with the manager of Manchester City, Pep Guardiola. Hola, hello.
Hello.
Thank you very much for joining us. This is going to be a little bit different. I asked you for some songs, and you gave me some songs, and we're going to hear the songs and we're going to chat. Nothing too revolutionary, but a little bit different, trying to get to understand you a little bit better. So why don't we start? You start telling me why those songs? How did the selection process take place?
I don't know. There are million songs and everyone likes. So, but maybe in that period, that is what I listened the most in the last time. And but I could everyone has million songs because every song is different period. When you are young, teenager, or you getting married, or girlfriend, or it's completely different. So I choose this one. I could have chosen other ones.
You do listen to music a lot. I mean, it is part of what you day-to-day life. You listen to it in the car, at home. When?
Yeah. When I'm at home, always the music is there. Or I love the radio. I'm a big fan in Barcelona. When I went to work, I always listened to politicians' programs and in the morning. So I love it. So. The radio bring you another place. Always you imagine the faces, the voices, and I love it. One day I would like to work in radio. I would like to work.
Join a radio show? Well, like a talk show. So you interview people, or a DJ? Will you be a DJ?
No, not at all. Not at all. I like music, but I don't understand really. I don't understand. So no, to be involved, maybe. No, create a program. I'm not a journalist. I don't think so. It's going to happen. But be involved maybe once a week to talk there, to win other people and something you like. So I don't know.
There's something magic about music, isn't it? In 3 minutes, 4 minutes, it just takes you to a completely different planet. You enjoy what music does to you.
Yeah, of course. Some music, just for the lyrics. Sometimes for the music. Sometimes for you remember an amazing part of your life, period of your life. Yeah, music is part of the culture, how many things change in the world through the music. So it's part of our life. It's impossible to live, especially now my kids, my daughters and son. So they are, so they laugh because they listen music I could not listen in my life. And they understand completely the lyrics. I don't understand even any words about with the rap, and it's incredible. When the people say the fathers are better than the sons are better than the fans, that is really true.
Let's start, and let's begin with this.
En las alturas recogieron las basuras de mi calle, ayer a oscuras y hoy sembrada de bombillas. Y al darles el sol la espalda.
It is the song, or a song that tells the story of a street village party, one of those that happens around San Juan night, which is like a Guy Fawkes night in here, with the bonfires, the fireworks, people in the streets laughing and drinking and flirting where normal rules stop. It's called FIESTA by Manuel Serrat. Some of the words we heard is that the night falls and our problems disappear. Today the aristocrat and the villain, the famous and the infamous dance and hold each other's hand without caring about what they look like. And at the end of the party, Serrat sings that with a big hangover, the poor man goes back to his poor state, the rich man to the rich state, and good and bad wakes up again when the sun appears. Does this song take you back home a bit?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Serrat is one of the best singers in Catalonia, in Spain. The opposite from Lluís Llach is one of my idols. He sang in Spanish and in Catalan. But this song is more of the the music is the lyrics help the party. What you say, no, it doesn't matter who you are, the richer one or the poorest one. So the party is a party, and enjoy the life. Always brings me happiness. This kind of song, I can listen once and once again, because always make me happy, make me before the game. Have energy. I love this song. And how the people go to enjoy in the party. How the scent of this party in the same way. So I like it. I like it a lot.
And as well as taking you back home, does it take you to a simpler time, perhaps at your youth when everything was black and white and it was clearer, confusing at party times, but at the same time, you know, it was defined by this sound.
Yeah, this is the song I know for the English people they will don't know it, but the San Joan party is a typical party in Catalonia where you know the people fire in the street, in the beach, and everybody go there to dance, to sing, to drink, and have fun. And I think I was not, you know, a guy like make a lot out of party. With 13 years old, I went to the academy from Barcelona, and always I try to be, you know, focused. But in summertime, of course, I've never been to many the discotheques or go to the pubs to drink. Never did it. But in that period, always remember in the summertime. No, San Juan is the summertime. We finish the school, and everybody, you know, goes there. And I remember a lot my little town when I was young, and always I have memories of that song.
Do you remember knocking the doors of people and asking for like chairs and stuff to burn and put it all
of course.
together?
Yeah, of course. I was born in a little town, and this kind of thing happened. And right now in Manchester City, in our staff, we have a doctor, is Edu Mauri. Like you cannot imagine, he can sing Joan Serrat better than Joan Serrat himself.
Right.
It's true. So I'm not joking. And sometimes when we make, you know, a parties or we go all the stuff together and put, you know, sometimes the English guys put their songs. Always he go there and sing Jamal Serrat. Especially he sings that song incredible way.
When you look back at that kid, the 12, 13, 14-year-old kid, what do you see and how much of him is he left in you?
Well, but I think it's impossible to live better, to be more happier boy like I live. We were not a wealth family, so of course I have the basics, but normal people, more than poor than rich people. But you know, little town, every day in the street. So no traffic lights, no cars in the street. It's always playing bicycles, football, basketball, tennis, pool. I remember absolutely there. So arrive, wake up, go to the street, to the school, the street, until mom said, okay, time to have dinner, and come back home. And always, no, because the period has changed, I understand that, so I'm not complaining, but I think the kids right now miss a little bit that situation, especially when you live in the big cities. I live after in Barcelona, 1 year in New York, in Munich, or now here in Manchester, so it's big cities, and that's why it's more difficult. But the advantage to grow up in a little town, you help that, and I was so happy. That period in my life, I have an amazing memories in my period. That.
What did your mom shout? Pep? Pepette?
Giuseppe.
That little Giuseppe that your mom shouted at, the one that danced and played in the street. Where is he now? Is he still in you? Or?
Yeah, of course. Completely. I grow up, so I'm not the same like I was like a kid. So that is normal. When the people say I'm the same like 10 years ago, no, I'm not the same like last year, for example. So the basics are the same. So I think the education that when you are a kid receive for your parents, on the schools, or your friends, always is a main thing. Always you will carry on for the rest of your life. So, but we change. So, was a boy, now I am a father. Mm-hmm. So maybe in a few years we'll be grandfather. So it's part of the process. Your
dad was is a bricklayer, and is he living now in the house that he built? Or
yeah.
So that house is the 2-floor.
Yeah, 2 and 3, and we try to convince him to move on in a little, apartment in the city, or in Manresa, is the big city close where we were born. But there's no way. Mm-hmm. I understand completely. He built that, he did it, and it's too big for just mom and dad. But I understand. So it's their house, their life. So it's nice.
And I heard you say that they're not huge, they're football fans, but they're not football orientated people in a way. So the love for football came naturally just playing in the streets, I imagine.
Yeah, yeah,
It was,
yeah. It's the best way to improve, you know. I think the American, when they play basketball, always they don't play in a big court. So on the street is when you learn absolutely everything. I think the future players will come back from the places where there are you can play and play. The people become better when they play a lot. So as much golf shots you do, you know, you better golf player will be. So the football is the same.
you were talking about Serrat, and before we move to the next one, people may not know him here, but he actually wrote the soundtrack of our lives, didn't he?
Yeah.
Every year there was a song that he wrote that he was talking about you and me.
Yeah.
And he's a big Barcelona fan as well.
Yeah.
So you must have met him many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he as good, as nice as he?
He is a nice guy, really. A nice person, yeah. And this song was written in 71, the year I was born. So, and still is there. So always is the same, you know. And the people say, this book is good or not good. So we're in 20 years, and if it still is there, will be a real book. So these songs will remain forever. And of course, Serrat write a lot of songs. Is with always stay. We could choose Mediterranean. We could choose, I don't know, Paraules d'Amor. But at the end, this one is bring me more happiness. So I like to hear this song.
Do you enjoy sharing time with creators, with musicians? I know you're friends with poets. With you mentioned Luis Llach, which we'll hear later, a composer and singer. You enjoy sharing time with them, and what do you get out of it?
So I was football playing after you cannot manage. Sometimes this kind of thing happen, invite you here, invite you there, and you meet the people. But also I met extraordinary people who is friend of mine. I learn a lot that they are not famous or they are not an artist in that term. So I think the middle class, you can learn much more for the middle class or the low class than sometimes for the high class. The high class you don't trust too much. You're always too high, you know, for especially now what happened. Before it was so simple. Now with the social media, everything you make an opinion, they destroy you. Where the people say, oh, how good you are, in the same side they destroy you about to have simple one opinion. And
but you sometimes you must say, for instance, those conversations you used to have with Johan Cruyff and Ferran Adria when you went. Is it true you went to the Bully at the end of the session or at the beginning of the summer? You will meet one day there and you will talk and eat and drink and then end up in the sea. You said two incredible examples like Johan Cruyff and Ferran Adria. Both are a real genius, so they change. So the people who, it doesn't matter what happened, we are in the desert and they arrive and build something and millions of people follow them. So the best cookers in the world were in the Ferran Adria kitchen. So what happened today was invented to create it for him. So I think he's the most one of the most influenced an incredible person in the whole history, in the humanities, in any terms. So El Bulli, when you did go to those meals,
I went twice, but I met him more now. So we have every year, once a year, we met each other with his lovely wife and other people from Boston, and we go there, and you realize his brain, his vision is. It's far away, because when you now go to the museum, or we're going to create the Bulli Foundation right now, and the people are going to realize what he has done in that period, what doesn't exist, and how you can, you know. So now the amazing cookers there around the world, many. So they were there. They were there looking at and watching what Ferran and their people create.
And I guess you take from him the fact that he thinks differently, and why not? And he will try new things, and why not?
Yeah.
You take that from him and apply it to your job?
But I don't know. I don't know. It would be so presumptuous to say it is the same. I think the humanity go forward because the people don't accept what is the reality and try to discover new things. So. If you don't try to be creative, or don't be to say or ask why we have to do that, why we have to in another way, humanity don't exist in the way we know right now. So that is necessary. This kind of people is necessary to, to make the humanity much better.
And in football, you can say the same, can you? That why do things in the same way that they've always been done? You can why not try new things?
Because football is nice, because what happened when it works today, tomorrow it doesn't happen. And say, what, we are the same, and why? So football is never is one a book when it's already written, and sometimes you are doing something is going well, and you see, okay, if you continue that way, you are going to go bad, and because it's something. The signals or your feelings, you have to do something differently. It's not always the same. The same would be boring on the other side. If I would say in 10 years, like a manager, the same system, the same training sessions, the same players, at the end it's like, every day is the same. So the people works in the radio, goes in the cinemas or writers or whatever, and they can do anytime something different. That is nice. That is nice. You prove yourself in front of yourself, in front of the people who trust you, or even doesn't trust you. If you are able to do that in different way with the same success or the same way, so that is the point.
I heard you say that sometimes you are on the touchline and things are going not well, and you think, what would Cruyff or Johan do here? And it's what you're saying, isn't it? It's not so much what he would do. You're actually telling yourself, how can we do this completely different?
Yeah.
No, you challenge your own.
Yes, but it's not to do it differently to be differently. No, it's because something. All the managers, we take a lot of decisions for feelings. So we have a lot of information. You have to take a lot of information about the opponents, your mates, and put it in your brain. That is the first part. But the second one is already processed. It's already in your brain. You have to live your feelings. And why today play this guy or this guy? The players don't understand that. Why this guy. Sometimes it's for the locker room, sometimes because I am a human being and I want to help him. Mm-hmm. And it's not about the quality or about the other one is playing bad. No, it's because in that day I wake up and I want to let him play. Not sometimes for that reason. And sometimes the media or even your mates or your staff or the players don't understand that. Yeah, but that is what it is. Because you imagine that is going to help for the next month, for the next period. I want to prove him. I want to make competition for the other one for many, 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 many reasons. And sometimes the people say, oh, he's a genius, oh, creative. Or... No, sometimes the decisions are so normal and just let your instinct flow.
We're trying to understand from this side,
yeah.
but all those things, we've got no chance, have we, of knowing exactly why decisions are being taken.
Yeah.
But we still have to, from this side, we have to explain it.
Yeah.
So I imagine from your side, when you look at some of the analysis of the work that you do, must drive you crazy.
Yeah, but you know what happened? I understand. I'm not going to judge the opinion for the journalists because it's part important of our business. It's so important. Is to judge one game, the media should know what is the intentions to play that game. Mm-hmm. So we judge results. That is no, but sometimes we are going to judge in that way. You should know what it was my ideas to play in that way. And after say it works or it doesn't work, then maybe it's impossible because I have to tell you before the game, okay, guys, I'm going to do that. After the opponent will know what you wanted to do that. And there are secrets in this kind of situations. But to judge something, when you go to the intention for the theater show or the movie, the director want to show, explain war or love story or drama history. Okay, what happened? You know that happened, and that's it. Okay, you show it. In the game, always there are a plan. And to be judged in good way or bad way, you should know that. And sometimes we play really poor, bad, and we won, and the people say, how good, how intention, how is that? The media should know what is our intention, like a manager, what we want to do.
Tell us. We should do
No, because every game is different. So we want to play, for example, against Barley, will be completely different. We play Shakhtar, not because one is better than the other one, no, because the way they play is completely different. The plan is different. Our players now want to play in that players. If we play, I don't know, with 3 in the back or 4 in the back, we change. And that's why, for example, the people say in the media, we're going to play in the Champions League against that team. It's so easy. They don't even see one game of our opponents. Not even once. So we play against Shakhtar Donetsk. I would like to know how many English journalists have seen one game of that team, which player they play, which system they play, they attack more in left or right, and how is the build-up, how is the hair pressing, jump the wingers or the attacking midfielders. They don't know. They say, nah, but it's nothing. For what? Because we are in England? Because we are Man City? Or for what? So, but you have to accept that. So it's part of the business. I accept it because always it happened now. It happened 50, 17, 18 years ago. Well, less because now we have more information than before. So now it's even a little bit easier. And I think in general it's more precise. The judgment is more accurate than before.
Let's see another song, which I think we've all heard at least once.
If I was a sculptor, but then again, no. Or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you.
So my gift is my song, and this one is for you. We all have that. You have that.
Of course.
What's yours?
Course. Well, I think I'm good in football. I think, playing professionally, I think I'm good
Which
in
bit?
that.
The leading, the playing, the understanding it, the dissecting
I think
it?
I'm good because it's my passion. So I love, when I say I love this game, I love that. And when you put something through when your passion is in front of you, always it works. Always I try when I was in Barcelona more than here, I go to the schools or the universities or go to the school of students. Always say, look for your talent. Maybe you don't know which one is, but try to look for it. If you want to like to, work in the more stupid thing, but you like a lot, do it. Just do it. Because after that, when that happens, you do your best. And after, of course, there were lucky moments in your life, it happened. So always my kids, I said the same. So try to discover what you like the most, and that's make your effort, because it will not be effort. We'll do it like a pleasure. And the life sometimes is short, sometimes it's long, but if you wake up every morning and you're going to do something you like, that is enough. That is the payoff, your life payoff for that reason.
Is there a second thing that you like the most? So if football hadn't been part of your life, or something had happened that didn't stop you being part of football?
But I think you have been with a lot of managers that, when you are of them, all of them, they explain to you, it's so excessive, it's so demanding, it's so stressful in a good way, and have another option is so complicated. I love read books, for example, love it. When I was young, I read a lot, but since I became manager, I read once a year or two a year, because I'm not able sometimes when I read. Now international break, I have more time in the summertime. But during the day, I cannot, because I'm thinking I waste my time, I could see more games, I could prepare better the training session, or analyze what we have done a little bit better. But when I try to relax the most, or I try to break a little bit, is when I play golf. I think it's the only place when I don't be observed, the people don't look at me, I can walk, because the people in front is 150 yards, and behind me 150 yards. And we can go, you can play with your father, your son, your grandfather, your friends, your wife. You can walk, even you can play with Tommy Fleetwood. So it's that's why it's the only way I can a little bit break my. You
break the routine, but the way I see you play golf is not very relaxing. As in, you want to win. No?
Yeah, that's why. So. It's no sense. If you play golf just for fun, it's better than play it. So it's nice. Always you have to do it to win and to do it better. Knowing you lose part of the game.
Somebody with a gift, a huge gift, we discussed him a little bit already, Johan Cruyff. The gift of thinking differently, the gift of doing things in a new way, the gift of communicating that passion to you. How you say you fell in love with what he gave you. He gave you that gift of falling in love with football, didn't he?
Yeah, that's true. He helped me to love this game, to love football, and to love it, you have to understand it. To love something, you have to understand what you love, and he gave us their secrets, because the way he sees football is completely different than the other ones. But the way he sees, he was so attractive. So it was a lot of powerful in that way, and we were involved. Many of us, we were involved in that.
And new. A lot of it was new. It just make you think. Do you remember the first time that he actually said to you, "Boom, you do this way"? It's like, how could it be that I've been training for like 15 years and I never thought of that? When was the first time that you felt like that?
Yeah, immediately.
Really? Yeah.
So especially realize through the years when I met a lot of other managers, when I learned a lot, I learned different things, a lot different things. So as I remember, so he said some things, it was unique. So the other ones, they did a lot of things that are quite similar. But he gave us, when he told us, it was, wow, it's so simple. It's the most principal things, you know, I think it was perfect when you are so young, 7, 8, 9, the basics, the principles, you know. So sometimes when I hear many times Michael Jordan say, the people play for his physicality, but he has to learn the fundamentals. He has to learn the reason why. And Cruyff, it was like this, you know. It's not you have success, it's enough. Why did you have success yesterday? Why did you play that ball in the right, more in the channel for the attacking midfielder, for the winger? Tell me why. No, because I thought, no, you were wrong, because the movement of the opponent was the opposite, and you should decide the opposite way you decided. So, and it's every day was like this, you know, you open, wow, it's true. And that's why I always explain the same. It's like a game, you know, it's a game, and a tricky, and discover it's tricky to be better from the other ones. And they make me this passion put in my blood, and until now.
Although the relationship didn't start very well, because he reckoned with stats in his hand that his grandmother run faster than you. Well, stats. No, there were no stats at the time.
It was like a spiritual father, like a father in a sport way. It was so rough, so tough. You cannot imagine. It was not simple, no easy work.
Because if you see him almost like a god, and he punishes you, is the biggest punishment, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it was not easy. Not easy to work for a long period. It was so demanding, and it was the time, so I cannot stay anymore with him. I remember Michael Laudrup, when I went to Barcelona, say, I'm going because I cannot stay anymore with him. Forget about it. So it was so rough. But in the time, years later, Michael Laudrup, speak with him, he was the best. Mm-hmm. So that's happened with the genius. When I spoke, remember, back from Ferran Adria, I spoke with people work in the past with him, was working with him, and said, you cannot imagine how difficult he was. Work with him, so demanding, but it was fair. It was. I'm not saying he was a bad guy. No. But the moment you have to work, must to be perfect. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
I see one thing. I see many things of Cruyff in you, but one of them is he used to, if Plan A didn't work, he went to perfection that plan. He didn't go to Plan B. Yeah. He just had such a. So determined about that his ideas were the right ones. You've got that as well. Yeah. How many times you heard, why don't you use Plan B or whatever that is?
No, for example, is yes. I always believe when it doesn't work well, is because you have to perfection, you know, your idea. But for example, our strikers are not big, mm-hmm. like for example now Sergio or Gabriel. So the Plan B is put, for example, a big guy for the long ball, but we don't have it. And I wouldn't going to buy one player to have in the bench during 11 months for 10 minutes if the game is not going well. I'm going to try to the last 10 minutes not going well to make it better. But of course there are Plan B in the fact, okay, now you're going to make man-to-man, or when we're winning is not going well, you have to defend deep the last 10 minutes. Of course it's going to happen. That is the Plan B. The other is better, and sometimes you have to defend the last 10, 15 minutes in your box, when in principle we don't do that. But that is part of the football. But so it is so difficult to create a good team, a good idea, to think in 2 ideas or 3 ideas, and I don't have time.
Should we travel a little bit?
I want to be a part of it. New York, New York, these vagabond shoes are longing to stray. right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep.
Take us for a little walk of your New York. Where did you go? Where did you stop for a coffee? Where was it?
Well, there are many. There are many places, like a cafe, restaurants. So I think after Barcelona, I went to New York, especially for my family. My wife always behind me, and she deserved it to take a year just for her, and she enjoyed a lot. Watching my wife in there, it was payoff. And my eldest daughter as well. So New York, what can I say? New York, Frank Sinatra explained better than anyone else. So what is New York? So when you arrive there, one person lived there for a long time. So anything you need, anything you want, here you got it. So no problem. You will pay it. Huh? That's sure. It's a service city. So but you will have it. So the charisma of this city. Everybody was once in New York, and every time when you come back, you want to come back. So you back, you want to come back. So it's in a special place, and we were so good. My kids learn English there.
Mm-hmm.
They travel there without knowing not even one word in English, and after 5-6 months, they speak fluently, perfect. So
You needed to go away.
yeah,
You needed to go away, and that is the perfect city for it, because you can hide, you can be
Yeah.
very visible and hide at the same time.
no, I want to stay in Barcelona after move on, and not even in Europe, because still the football is involved there. In the States, I thought it's a nice city to spend 1 year, and we'll be far away from football. Of course, today with the media, internet, you are connected. You can, always you are there, but it's completely different. And it was a good moment.
And then you learned German. You went to university for some economical master classes, or
No. I arrived there and stayed the first month there, and immediately I signed the contract to go to Bayern Munich and start to study German there in New York. In the morning it was 3-4 hours a day, studying a little bit the grammatic, and after 2-3 months I remember I'm going to call Uli Jones de Callahan Rummenigge, and I'm going to break the contract because it will not be possible to learn. It was so complicated. It's complicated for when you are a kid in the German people. Imagine I was 30, 40, 41 years old, start. But I am
stubborn.
stubborn
Yes.
in that situation, and I spoke with my teacher, and I said, focus in football words, in concepts, in ideas about football, and the other one. And I arrived to Germany with the basics, and after living there, talking with the people in German, I could more or less speak more or less fluently German.
Say if this story is true. You were going to meet Uli Hoeneß, I think around December or something, and Uli met by accident Sir Alex Ferguson, who was your neighbor at the time, and Ferguson said to Uli, "What are you doing here?" And he went like, well, I've got sausages, and I've got a company that sells sausages, and I've got a meeting about sausages.
That's true.
Is it true?
Yeah, Uli has a big company of sausages, and are really good. Are really good. I'm making a spoiler right now, but are really, really good. And they met each other, and I don't know if Sir Alex invited me having dinner together. It was before and after met Uli. Well, yeah, that's happened.
That must have been amazing as well, the dinner with Sir Alex, because for what I know of you love the legendary part of football as well as, working with kids, everything that has to do with football. But sitting down with Sir Alex Ferguson, I know
it's life is life. That's why it's nice. When I was a football Barcelona player with 20, 21 years old, sometimes in the Christmas times, like here is playing, and in Spain now, I came here and go to the books in London, and I bought one biography from Sir Alex. I read it. So and after we could possible to be. I fought to be, his player. Was not possible at the end of my career. And after we played each other in Barcelona, Man City, and after I met him more, as a person. and it's fantastic. So that is a joy to be a manager of football, to meet extraordinary people, and I'm very happy that now it's going well, recovering well. And when I saw him in Old Trafford again with all the people, the crowd, and clapping, and how he loved him, he deserved it. All our respect, and I'm so glad he's coming back and going well.
For the biography I wrote of you, I asked him to write a foreword. He didn't think about it twice. Although I think he did ask you. Did he ask you if he could write?
No,
or something? He didn't ask you. Okay.
No.
And
You are seductive enough.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
He actually said, yeah, no problem. But one thing he insisted on and wanted you to get the message in written form is that why leave Barcelona? There's no point in leaving Barcelona. You should have been there for 25 years.
No.
Of course, he understands football in a different way. To you had to leave.
No, because I understand the way he in England leaves football. You can stay 20 years maybe in one place.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's really true. Here during the week, I don't see the journalists and what happened. For example, we had many problems. Maybe in the club, in the locker room. Sometimes we have to be tough with the players. Nothing go out.
Mm-hmm.
It's few times. In Barcelona or in Bayern Munich, everything will happen. Next time is in Bild-Zeitung, next time is in the media, in Sport Deportivo, or Marca was in the media. That's why here you are more comfortable. And
is the stress that comes from performances and results not other kind of stress? That perhaps is
but the results at the end, it's simple. You don't win, you will be sacked. If you win, you will continue. But then it's at the end of the season. When it is stressful, the game. Always it happens here in Maldives Island. So it doesn't matter. It's the way you live day by day, your profession, with the people you are working with this situation. That is completely different, and that's why I don't know if Sir Alex Ferguson in Barcelona 25 years would that be possible.
Can you
Believe
imagine?
me, I don't know. You know the reality there. You know the reality, so I don't know. I think here is more comfortable, in that always you have the pressure. It's not going well, you will be sacked, but that is not a problem. The problem is during the day, the way we train in the centrum, so it's comfortable, it's private, it's secret. You have 5-6 pictures, and the people love you. It doesn't matter you win. You bring my T-shirt, blue, okay, you are of the minds. You are red, you are of the minds. So. That is the count. There, no. There you don't win. It doesn't matter.
That is
with
surprising.
A long time. It's
surprising for some for a country that thinks so. What would be the word? In England, they're very logical in everything they do.
Yeah.
But there's no logic in clapping your team when you lost 5-0. Football just does this crazy thing.
That's crazy.
But as you say, if you were, I would share you one of us. That's it.
That's true.
There's no argument.
And they help you to love where you are.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I will be Mancunian for the rest of my life. So I will be Manchester City fan. It will not be possible to train at a team in England like Manchester City. So because I feel beloved from the people here. I like to be, to do it better, to seduce them, to make better club, or they can believe we are strong enough to do better things. But it is what it is. So because at the end, all the human beings, we want to be protect, we want to be supported in the bad moments. In these moments, it's everything. It's simple. But I think it's cultural, and I think here it's like in the United States of America. You are, I think, more closer than an American mentality than a Latin mentality, like where I come from. In terms of music, in terms of theatres, you are more closer than New York, for example, states than Barcelona or than Roma or Milano. That's why it's perfect, understandable, and that's why I move on to see the different realities and to make you better. We listen a song from Elton John. We didn't comment that. So I was living close to the Manchester Arena, and I saw. A few months ago, James Taylor. I saw Paul Simon retiring his tour. I listened Noel Gallagher in his band and many concerts. But so one of my dreams before I leave from this country is having a concert from Elton John. So Especially this song, when you listen to your song, it was when I 18, 19 years old and I started to play in Barcelona. And I remember the song in that period songs a lot in my life. I don't know why, the reason why. So I'm pretty sure Elton John is not going to listen this interview or this chat, because
We'll make sure that he does.
He has more interesting things to do than listen to both of us, Guillem. But
so you haven't been to a concert of his?
I never been in his concert. It will
Right.
be one of my dreams. I met him when we played in Watford last season, the last game, and it was a huge pleasure. Hopefully, and he has organized a concert, please, I will be there.
You chose another Frank Sinatra song, which is this one.
I've got you deep in the heart of me.
And the thing about Frank Sinatra, you said it earlier off mic, he was at the top for 5 decades. But for me, the fascinating thing about him is that there was a time in the 50s where he thought he couldn't sing anymore, that his chorded vocals could disappear. He had to be operated. His heart was broken because of Ava Gardner, and he thought, this is it, that nobody wants me anymore. And he climbed out of that deep hole. It requires a different mentality, doesn't it, to be able to do that?
I think when one guy is 5 decades singing, is because you are top. I told you, a Netflix documentary about him, and it's not the case. So he was a fighter, and he was a work ethic, and he was a machine in that. So it's not just a talent. Everybody knows his voice, and when he started to put his song always 1 second later of the song, you know, the song is going, is incredible. It's incredible, the charisma of the way he lives. And also I like a lot because he took all his decisions. So he sang the songs he wanna sing, not what the discography or the company said you have to do that. He said, no, I'm going to sing these songs and the other ones. And to be 5 decades, more than 50 years on the stage, chapeau. So that you have to be so good. You're generations and generations and generations.
And a perfectionist.
Yeah, of course.